Vaping. Maybe you do it, maybe you don't. And I'm not talking about the walkie-talkie sized vapes that are massive. I'm talking about something a little more sinister. Disposable vapes. Now, vaping's probably been around for nearly a decade. Before that, we had the delight of smoking cigarettes, spitting dip, or lounging around, smoking a good old Tate Omen, a cigar. Back in about 1847, cigarettes were invented. Before that, they would only smoke through pipes or I don't know, maybe through rocks. I really don't know. And later on into the 19th century, they actually started promoting cigarettes as like a healthy thing. I think a lot of people know about that, which I doubt was a government pushed propaganda scheme to kill off the population. But nonetheless, they were very popular. Some even said on your 10th birthday, you were given a cigarette and a soda pop and told to go play baseball with the boys. Fast forward to today, and we got 10-year-olds smoking vapes in the bathroom, making their own little manual smoke machine that smells like a flavored pencil. And all of this is somewhat relevant to what I'm trying to get to in the main point, but I just thought I'd mention it. In 2019, the Puff Bar company came out and they started pushing the Puff Bar, and it was widely popular. I mean, like, everybody had a Puff Bar. And I think it was like $8 for a Puff Bar, so it wasn't even that expensive. It was cheaper than a pack of cigarettes. It was also the beginning of the end. And of course, before we had the Puff Bar, we had the infamous Juul, which I think everyone else had, but we're not talking about units. We're not talking about rechargeable things. I mean, this right here, this rechargeable, but it only lasts like a few weeks max. After the Puff Bar's rise in popularity, a lot of other mimics of the Puff Bar began to come to be. I think this is also another big issue, was we were getting all these fake Puff Bars, fake disposable vapes, and they'd even have like a little verification on it to be like, hey, this is not fake, you know, it's real. But then all the fake ones started doing the same thing with like the same website or a different website, so it was kind of useless, you know? On top of that, everybody wasn't even looking up the verification code. I swear, only like 2 people probably ever even looked up the verification code. I'm pretty sure 99% of people, like me, the way we tested out, sounds good, boss, you know, like that's basically like the testing format, not looking up a verification code, trying to see if it's like good or not, if you got scammed, scammers, you know. But like I said, the price was only like $8, so it wasn't that bad. Very doable, not too expensive. A lot of people could afford that. Cheaper than a cigarette, and it lasts longer than a pack of cigarettes depending on how much you smoke. You know, like you can't really go through a Puff Bar in one day. I mean, some people can. I think I've done that before. Maybe it was just a dud. But like I said, it's formed the snowball effect for all these disposable vapes. And I think after a while, probably like, I'm gonna say 6 months, people kind of got a tolerance for puffs. What did they do? Well, Puff decided to do the thinkable. They made them bigger and stronger, just like every character in the Fast and Furious movie. I don't know how they're not all dead. I don't know. But here lies another problem. We went from $8 vapes, like 1,000 hits, to now we're getting a $15 vape with like 2,000 hits. So it's like doubling. But who even knows if it's like 2,000 hits? I don't see anybody going like, let's see how long it takes to get to the center of a Puff Bar pop, and then like, you know, just hitting it 2,000 times, you know, like it's not possible. But then it even got crazier when they started to make it even more expensive, when they made like $30 vapes that go to like 5,000 hits. So they're just kind of like going over and over, higher, bigger. This is fucking massive. A Puff Bar is probably like my finger, you know? So it's like they've like quadrupled the size, you know? I'm guessing the next one's probably gonna be the size of this wooden stick, you know? You're just gonna be like, you know, like how big are we gonna make these things? I mean, are we gonna have like a $40 vape that does like 8,000? That's my guess, by the way. But the problem with that as well is it's like $40, you can get like a unit. You can get a good vape for like 30-40 bucks and then just use it for like years. There you go, you just saved like hundreds of dollars. You're welcome. On top of that, the disposable vapes sometimes are flukes. So you're paying the same amount for a real vape, and you're getting fluked. I'm getting fluked all the time. Maybe I'm getting flummed. Get it? Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna cut that one out. Our culture has been being scammed for the past like 4 years. And of course it happened right before COVID. So we have all these people in their house just huffing and puffing and hotboxing their rooms with fucking flavored gas. I feel like we really suffer from the government's lack of ability to confiscate the vapes, because in California, which is where I live, you can't buy flavored vapes. But 90% of stores still have flavored vapes. Like, nothing has changed. And yeah, that's kind of just how I feel on this whole thing. But in conclusion, vaping is something I do every day. And I know it's bad, but I still do it. I don't know why. I'll figure it out. I also noticed the rise in the size and the price of these cyberpunk contraption smoking little vaporizing vapor inhaler things. And when will they stop? 10,000 hits for $60? A million hits for 1,000? That's a normal vape, but it doesn't cost, 1,000. It costs like $40. And if you're gonna keep vaping, guys, just like me, I'm probably gonna buy a mod. Don't waste your money on the disposable vapes. We need to come together and all have our cool mods and mod them out. Be all cool, have like our own little club, the vape club. Probably not, it's kind of lame, but I digress. And yeah, that's about it, man. I just wanted to talk about the size and the rise. Oh God, okay. Am I looking at the camera?